Do you like scary movies?
Get away from her, you bitch!
Classic.
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
No more hangers!
You thought you'd become a prostitute or a drug addict.
I used to love Doggy Chow. I used to love Doggy Chow too.
Podcasts don't make psychos. Podcasts make psychos more creative. I'm Crystal.
I bet you want to know what my insides look like. I mean, you can find it on the internet. It's not a hard search. I'm Baby Lame.
It's not even behind a paywall.
No! In fact, I'm the opposite. I paid to promote it.
And welcome to Camp Classics.
I was going to say a thoughtful podcast about stupid movies, but a weird podcast about my insides, apparently.
Oh, gross.
I mean, that does have legs in it, I think.
A weird podcast about my insides.
Yeah, because I just think if you add weird to it, then you've already broken the framework of what people are expecting. So you can kind of go anywhere.
Yeah.
And then I just think, there's, lots to discover inside of my body. So
She's a disgrace to humanity.
Well, we're all meant to be keeping like a stool diary, aren't we?
are
So
we? Is that a thing?
I think that's like the new thing.
Should we introduce that onto the Gatreon?
Yeah. How was your stool today?
Do you really want to know? Or
No. I promise if you answer, I'm cutting it.
And she's a disgrace to women.
What do we do here? This is a podcast where we explore camp movies. Every 2 weeks, we're here discussing and rating some of the campest of camp classics.
Raspberries!
Some new comments on Spotify. Kara says, when I was outed at 16, my girlfriend just wordlessly put on, but I'm a cheerleader, and told me, okay, everyone knows now, which means you have to watch this. I love queer education. That's cute. I feel like we must have had this conversation before. Did you have like a gay movie that someone was like, you're gay now, watch this?
I don't think I did, actually. No, I've said it on the podcast before. Me and my other queer friends were all in like denial and too scared, so like none of us communicated. So it might have been subliminal. Although, to be fair, me and one friend were like, oh my God, have you seen the new Britney Pepsi Cola advert? Yeah, what do we think of Christina's Coca-Cola? So there was a lot of Britney and Christina chat, which is obviously the F word.
What kind of faggot?
What about you? Did you?
What about me? Yeah, I think so, but they're like from different points in my life. Definitely Showgirls got showed to me by a boyfriend who was like, I think you might like this kind of thing.
I mean, he knows you.
You see, darling, you are a whore.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember like my first gay friend being like, you've never watched Ab Fab? And like we watched the whole series, and that was also very formative. So
I mean, yeah, I was watching Absolutely Fabulous when I was at primary school.
Right.
And I remember sort of quoting like third degree burn, send me to the Betty Ford clinic, and saying stuff like that, and not knowing what any of those things meant.
Fetch a knitting needle.
A knitting needle? A knitting needle!
We also have a Gatreon where you can get a bonus episode every month. I know you people listening are the dirty little freaks who like to pay for it sometimes. So why don't you go over there and sign up? We've got new member Tilly, and also 2 people who signed up on Apple Podcasts, and that means I don't know who you are.
I love the cuckers, though.
Yeah.
I'm into them. I'm like, they're just watching and listening, aren't they?
Yeah, we don't know who you are, but we can tell you're sexy.
You like that, don't you? That we don't know who you are. Oh my God, are you watching me now? Oh my God, are you at the window? Are you going to kill me? What was I going to say? Have we had any unsubscriptions? Because I quite liked, there was someone that like unsubscribed and then came running back to us. Like, do you keep a tally on that as well?
I only if they come back, because otherwise I find it very dark. And then I'll start to be like, what did I do? What did I say? Or maybe they died.
Well, I'm glad that you realised it would have been something you would have said to have lost the content and not question anyone else. I think I really would like listeners to realise we are such fucking egotistical maniacs. So if you do just give us any praise on any of these comment boxes, it goes a long, long way. More than money, I'd say. I could dine out on a good comment for at least 2 weeks.
Validate me, daddy.
Show me to me, please. Send it to me, Rachel.
And are we officially in Halloween season now with this?
I think we've been in Halloween season for a while now.
Yeah, we
Well,
have.
this
We've
is like
prematurely.
yeah, we've been like in spooky territory for a while. We did Vamp, we did Weapons, we did Van Helsing. So we've basically we're ticking all the boxes.
We're
We've
just
got
a horror podcast
Yeah.
now. Okay.
kooky witches, vampires, werewolves, and today Men with Knives.
Yes.
Yeah.
is that the alternative title for this movie?
But we ran a poll, didn't we, to find out what we were going to cover. So this is actually
And they
an audience-
failed us.
They failed us.
I still haven't watched. I've never seen Paris Hilton in House of Wax, and I was like, "This is the perfect opportunity to." And I was like, "That's bait. That will get them in." Oh
Yeah.
no!
No. Yeah, so I did a poll on Instagram asking what movie we should cover. Scream, House of Wax, Freddy vs. Jason, and Urban Legend. Hundreds of votes. 45% voted for Scream.
No one's fun anymore.
Wow. So we really can't go against.
We can't.
it.
We can't go against it.
I
even
have
tried
three.
to
I have three. I have access to 3 different Instagram accounts, and I voted on all of them.
That's really funny. I also like tried to massage the numbers because I was like, if I post a photo of Paris Hilton, people will remember that she's in House of Wax, and that actually worked. It took like the voting from like 20% for House of Wax to 36%. I was like, oh my god, House of Wax is making a late poll comeback, but even so.
Whatever happened to fun?
God, we really should. This is where we need to pay attention to people like Nigel Farage. Or maybe we don't. But how do they swing the votes? They've got lots of awful ways.
Oh, I thought you meant how like he's very popular, but he's the bad choice. Because I think this is the real crux of the problem with our podcast, which is that
Oops. A year in. Are we a year in yet?
Yeah, nearly, I think. Yeah, the fact that we've got popular movies, which people want to hear people talk about, don't tend to be camp movies.
Well, because we did learn something from a previous episode, and that is that Neve Campbell, whatever her name is, inherently is not camp.
Which one was that?
It was The Craft.
The Craft, okay. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So this is kind of the problem. It's like our most listened to episodes are the episodes about movies that are incredibly popular. But there aren't that many incredibly popular movies that are also incredibly camp. Because, as we know, being an underdog flop is part of the criteria. So
so this is the floor of the podcast.
But that's fine. I think we should just keep ricocheting between obscure Bridget Nielsen 80s superhero movies and big budget blockbusters.
Yeah, there we go. But that's not saying that we have an answer yet for this episode.
No.
That would imply that we have already come to an answer, and we haven't. I'm
open.
open.
I'm open to. Actually, and I think that really does take us on. Baby, why don't you let people know what makes a camp classic?
Well, a camp classic is something that unlocks queer joy. In the words of Megan Fox, "You give me such a weddy." We need an ongoing legacy, something that will make you come back for more and also feeds into queer pop culture. It needs to be so stupid it's genius. If it makes sense, it's probably not camp. And it needs flaccid energy. So a flop rejected by the mainstream, resurrected by the gays.
We are today, of course, covering Scream from 1996. It's the audience pick. We'll see whether or not we live to regret asking for your opinion. But yeah, I'm really actually quite excited to talk about this movie. What's your history with it?
Well, I feel like I'm of a certain age where this was one of the key films of like teenhood. This represents being bang in the middle of secondary school. And it was just everyone was talking about it. I don't think anyone was quite old enough to watch it, but it was the kind of thing that is it 18 or 15?
It was R, so 15, I think.
Oh, okay. No, so we did all watch it. Maybe we were slightly too young, but we could get in the cinema kind of vibe. So, yeah, I just remember it being one of those oh my God, have you watched Scream? It's such a cool film. And then obviously it was the start of that new wave of teen slasher movies, wasn't it? It was the one that Urban Legend, I Know What You Did Last Summer, all of the other Scream movies. I mean, there was The Faculty, there was so many films that sort of came off of this. So, yeah, I kind of remember being really into it. How about you?
I was the opposite because I was way too scared and a pussy for this kind of movie. So I remember people talking about it and I was like, well, I'm never seeing that movie. That looks scary. And I guess at some point in my 20s, someone made me watch it. And it's still
In your
kind of-
20s?
Probably, yeah.
So what-
probably.
Did peer pressure not exist in Canada?
I didn't have any friends. If you can't tell by my personality, I didn't have any friends.
Both of the way we laughed then was just a little bit too long. That there was a hard truth for it for both of us. That was like oh God. Yeah, I hear that. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I missed it, even though I knew the idea. I probably had seen Scary Movie multiple times by the time I watched Scream, so I knew the plot also because it is the exact same plot.
Yeah, and like that's so. And I was about to say because Scary Movie obviously was such a big thing as well because it was so ingrained in pop culture, wasn't it? All of that. And oh god, that awful was it the Bud advert?
Was it?
Oh god. Oh yeah, no, that's what they did in Scary Movie, wasn't it? Because they had like the stones.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. Oh, weird. Weird time. But yeah, I hadn't seen it. I mean, I only watched I Know What You Did Last Summer like a month ago for the first time.
Oh, you're pure. I was about to say you're so pure, aren't you?
Yeah. But so I watched obviously Scream again this week to prep for this episode. I really, really enjoyed watching it. And then I was like, well, now I want to know what happens. So then I watched Scream 2 and 3 this weekend too.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I'm in. I can't wait to watch 4, 5, and 6.
I mean, it's a real roller coaster ride, the
Sure.
Screams, because there are some highs and some deep, deep lows.
Yeah.
I love Scream 2 just because Jackie from Roseanne, the mum at the end.
Laurie Metcalf?
Yeah, she's Roseanne's sister in Roseanne. I don't know if you remember that sitcom, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember the sitcom. I don't remember her.
She's like not quite Jamie Lee Curtis, but doing a great wannabe
Totally.
impression. Yeah.
Her wide-eyed craziness as she's holding that gun is really good. Sorry, spoilers for Scream 2. And then obviously Scream 3, well, that was just a camp fest. It was a fucking mess, and I loved it. Also, Carrie Fisher was there.
I saw the most recent one, the Jenna Ortega one.
Yeah.
In New York, again in a 4D cinema. I recommend it to anyone. And it was brilliant because like you kept on getting stabbed in the back and it felt like someone was pushing something through your chest. Every time there was a stab, you're like, bam, bam in your back.
Oh, that's quite good.
Which was really good fun, actually. But but the franchise has gone to shit, hasn't it?
Well, I think it's still making a shitload of money.
But they're doing it again now with Neve Campbell. But Jenna Ortega and the other actress, that all got ditched, didn't it? Because of her views on Palestine.
Yeah, it's a real shame. So Neve Campbell dropped out of Scream 6 because she wasn't getting paid enough, which we can, support, obviously. She's like, I'm the head of this franchise. If I was a man, I'd be getting paid much more than I'm getting offered for this. Pay me more. So she didn't do it. And then Scream 6 came out. I think it was pretty successful. And then, Melissa Barrera, who was like the new lead alongside Jenna Ortega, she made some pro-Palestine statements and she got dropped.
Wild.
Just so shit. And so then Jenna Ortega kind of quit in solidarity. And now Neve Campbell's back, which I find a little bit troubling.
Yeah.
But I also don't know enough to really comment.
Sure. I think the only thing I have a problem, well, outside of this huge thing that we've just been talking about, but it was going in a really interesting direction, the film. And I thought it was really smart because it was kind of like she's the daughter of one of the killers that we'll talk about in a bit, isn't she? And you kind of don't know if she is a killer, if she's got that sort of side to her or not. And she's kind of going through some mental health issues that imply that she might also be the killer in the future. And I thought that was a really clever way of taking this franchise because a lot of the time in the Scream movies, they do just repeat the same format, digging out another person.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you again. And it all gets a bit Scooby-Doo, doesn't it?
The third movie is so Scooby-Doo. Like the way they dial up the slapstick and like, because a lot of it takes place in a mansion with hidden rooms. It's like so Scooby-Doo. Like a spooky mansion. Oops, I've fallen through a bookcase. Oh, there's a killer. Anyway, these movies are a trip, but I've really enjoyed like getting into the lore of them this weekend. It was so fun.
Whatever Whatever happened to fun?
Let's get into the context.
Yeah.
So it's 96 and the slasher was just done. There hadn't been like a really successful slasher in a really long time. The writer, Kevin Williamson, he was broke, took a punt on writing this. Wes Craven, who ended up directing, was also kind of washed up. Basically, this entire production was in that Christina Aguilera tweet. Christina was at her lowest, fat, nasty, and broke, career in shambles. She came on this bitch mad as hell.
I feel like I've been that tweet for like a few years now.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for like the
Yeah.
Renaissance element.
Yeah, what's gonna hit? But yeah, this movie went into production with a $15 million budget, and people had pretty low expectations. We should probably say here that it was produced by the Weinstein Company,
Oh, Jesus. Gross.
specifically Bob Weinstein, and yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, totally.
Fuck those guys. But yeah, when it opened in fourth place with $6 million and was basically written off as a flop. But the audiences coming out of the cinemas who were polled really liked it, and so the studio increased their marketing spend. And instead of dropping in the second weekend, it actually maintained its position. And then on the third weekend, it grew to $10 million, and then it grew again the fourth weekend. So it basically like was a sleeper hit. It went on to gross $173 million worldwide, was one of the highest grossing slashers for like 20 years, and it ended up launching, as we've discussed, a giant franchise, which has grossed nearly $1 billion over 6 films so far.
Isn't it really satisfying when anything is a sleeper hit?
Yeah.
Just the fact that these huge corporations haven't, with all of their data, worked out what the masses are going to spend their money on. And it's just like a bit of a fuck you, isn't it? Like you said, like people at like pretty low parts of their career, all taking a punt.
It's really satisfying.
It's not landing. And then it's like the quality of the work has connected with people. I just like find that so brilliant.
Yeah. And it launched the careers of basically everyone in this movie. Like Neve Campbell was pretty unknown. David Arquette was unknown. Skeet Ulrich had done The Craft with Neve. Matthew Lillard. I mean, Matthew Lillard's career never really went anywhere, did it? But he had a moment.
Who's Skeet Ulrich?
I don't know who this man is.
He plays Billy.
I thought he was called Rip Torn for some reason.
Sorry to this man.
No. Rip Torn.
Wow.
Why did you think he was called Rip Torn?
I remember him having a stupid name, and then I think it's because like everybody fancied him.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, Rip Torn. Well, why has he been called that? And I was you know, maybe he's because he's so well endowed, is what I'm implying.
What, he's given you a Fisher?
Oh, Jesus. Gross.
Or maybe it links to childbirth. I don't know. But his name's not okay. Skeet Ulrich, which is a horrible name. And in the world of Hollywood, why you wouldn't have changed that name?
Skeet.
Especially the way he looks. He's, you know, clearly like...
He looks like a skeet.
Yeah, but also he's meant to be like the candy, the eye candy of it.
Yeah.
Even though it's got a bit Weasley for me. But you think they would have just changed his name to something a bit more...
Yeah, because he's basically cosplaying as Johnny Depp, right?
Yes, it's very that. But
Yeah.
again, you're right. Because of the way culture has moved on and because Scary Movie was so ingrained with this movie at the time, you can't quite work out if you're watching the original Scream movie or if it's the parody with the actors.
It's so funny. It's so weird. And like, because the tone of this movie is already like 50% satire, it's like Scary Movie didn't need to do that much to make it a parody of itself. It's confusing when you're watching it. Like watching Scream 2 and that scene with Jada Pinkett Smith, I'm like, I actually don't know if I've seen this before because I've obviously seen it parodied and it's basically the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, Scream 7, as you said, is coming out next year. Speaking of ongoing legacy, and the writer Kevin Williamson went on to do I Know What You Did Last Summer. He got Dawson's Creek as a result, which is why they all sound kind of the same, actually.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
It's very coded, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like teens talking like therapized adults.
Yes. Oh my God, it is so that.
Yeah.
It is so that. Because as I was watching it, I watched it last night, and I was just like, yeah, there's something about the dialogue here that I'm like not quite connecting with,
Yeah.
and I never connected with Dawson's Creek. Quick side note about Neve. Respect to her for knowing her worth and, you know, saying, I'm coming back now, give me the money, blah, blah, blah. Also, very ballsy, because I couldn't name a Neve Campbell film that's been made other than Scream since about 25 years before. So to be like, hey, I'm the big dog around here. This is my movie, and I'm going to be the head of it. It's kind of like, what? All right, floppy over there. Do you know what I mean?
To quote Faye Dunaway in Mommy Dearest, I'm the biggest female star he's got.
Biggest female star he's got.
Yeah, you're kind of right. You're kind of right. And yet, she really is the franchise in so many ways. I mean, I guess they proved they could do it without her, but it was missing her. I think she never really wanted to do Scream. She doesn't like horror movies. So I guess from her perspective,
Is she
like,
Canadian?
Yeah.
Oh, God,
yeah.
it's just a Canada thing then, because it's like you didn't want to watch them. She doesn't want to work on them.
I guess, yeah, if you're like, I'm going to be stuck doing this fucking job I don't want to do for the rest of my life, I'm going to get fucking paid for it. So,
do you think she said it with such venom like that as
Yeah.
well?
No,
I'm going
Canadians
on
are
her
usually
IMDb.
nicer.
I'm going to go on her
Yeah.
IMDb now to see what she has actually been in since these last films, because
Yeah.
how dare she, quite frankly. Oh, she was in a TV series called The Lincoln Lawyer, another TV series called Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal, like the video game?
Yeah. I mean, listen, flop, flop, flop. She's not done anything. She was in a TV miniseries called Titanic: Blood and Steel.
Wow, okay.
Go off, bitch.
I was going to say maybe these are like real passion projects, and she's like, I'm using my Scream millions to just do things that I think are good work. But yeah, as I suspected, Twisted Metal is a post-apocalyptic action comedy television series based on the video game series. So,
But also, as well, of course, we talked about her on in Wild Things as well, another film
Yeah.
that isn't camp. So
yeah.
you've got a lot of heavy lifting to do, Miss. I'm the head of the franchise.
This is our third Neve Campbell movie, then. Yeah.
Yeah, and we still have never done Bette Midler. We still. I don't think we've ever actually done a Liza film. But we'll go through the filmography of Neve Campbell. That is camp.
Yeah, that is camp. It's very, you know what? It's very meta camp, just like this movie. Only other thing to say about context is that this movie has a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, and critics pretty much loved it. They loved the performances, and they loved the fresh take on the slasher genre. And we'll get into the plot in a second, but I do have two pieces of trivia I wanted to leave you with. One, obviously, basically everyone from the 90s was like in some way rumored, attached, auditioned, approached.
Classic
like,
IMDb, yeah.
Yeah, like name a person from the 90s, anyone you can think of, they were probably like considered for a role or whatever. But the one thing I saw that I really enjoyed was the person who auditioned for Gale Weathers, Elizabeth Berkley.
Different places.
Now, wouldn't that have been something special?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah.
Or, fuck it. Get Elizabeth Berkley as Sydney and get Gina Gershon as Gale Weathers.
Gale.
Now we're talking. I am in this movie.
It's amazing what paint and a surgeon can do.
If only. Okay, so let's get into the plot. If you're interested in revisiting, it has come to my attention that all three of the first Scream movies are available on BBC iPlayer right now if you live in the UK, so you can watch them for free. That's my BBC plug, considering they've done so much for me.
I love the BBC.
Thanks, syphilis.
So, opening scene. I almost feel like it doesn't need to be described. I don't think there's a person in the world who doesn't know what happens in this scene, but we've obviously got Drew Barrymore.
Wig!
Wig!
Wig! Wig!
What is wig? What is wig?
No, it's not your language. It's just for us. Wig.
What would we call it? Page boy?
Yes, it is. That is.
But it's kind of hot.
Have you dressed up as Drew Barrymore in Scream before?
I think so. Is there a drag queen alive who hasn't done this look?
Well, no, there has to be because I reenacted the full thing. Yeah,
That's what I mean. I don't think there's anyone alive, any drag queen alive, who has not parodied this scene. Like, how many times do you think this scene has been parodied?
Oh, God.
Hundreds of thousands.
And it's artistically, it never gets any more interesting or any better. It's still the same.
Yeah.
Phone call, lip sync. Oh, and then it goes into a song. I think mine went into Shoop Song by Cher, and I think I ended up dancing with The Killer.
Oh yeah, I think that was quite good.
Oh, wow.
I mean, in terms of like, if we were gonna plot that on like list of references, it's probably like somewhere, you know, solidly in the middle.
Yeah,
it's been done worse.
Yeah, but also maybe done up better. Probably done better.
Now you say it, it's just really funny with your paint and the scale and size of wigs I'm used to seeing you in. To see you in a really small flat wig, it's just always a treat.
A little page boy wig. Yeah.
It's always a treat. What happens in this scene?
Well, she overacts for her life, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, is she bad acting or is she meant to be?
I wrote down, is Drew Barrymore awful? And then I maybe changed my mind by the end of this quite long scene. It's like 12 minutes long. Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's weird. It's weird. What are they trying to achieve with this scene? Because it's like, I mean, I guess, and we'll get to it. I guess it's to show that Neve Campbell has got the smarts about her a bit more, right? Because when she gets the phone call, the killer calling up, she deals with it in a slightly more proactive manner. But the division isn't enough to suggest that it's a spoof, what Drew Barrymore's doing. So for those of you that haven't seen it, Drew Barrymore is doing a lot of, well, she's kind of starting a bit of sort of sexy talk with this weird voice, isn't she?
It's kind of porny, actually. It kind of could turn into a porn parody of itself.
And
pretty easily.
Because he doesn't have a sexy voice. That weird voice is not sexy. And she's, you know, have you got a boyfriend? And she's like, no, do you want to maybe be my boyfriend or something? I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, girl? And what? None of the doors are locked as well. None of the doors are locked.
She locks the doors so far into the scene. It's very annoying. I mean, we know we're watching something and she's about to die, but it's hard. The reason they did it like this partially is because Drew Barrymore was the biggest name in this movie, and they wanted people to think they were watching a movie with her as the lead, and then to shock them by killing her and saying, like, you don't know anything about this movie, anything could happen, which I think is a fun concept. I think, and we'll get into this maybe more later, one of my problems is, like, this movie is quite feminist and does a lot of subversion, but this opening scene doesn't really have any of that. It's actually kind of incredibly tropey. And it's kind of, even though the movie's trying to say, like, we're doing something really fresh and different, actually this opening scene isn't that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really feel like a comment on it either. It's like, I don't know. It's also I think the hardest scene to watch in some ways, because her murder is fucking brutal.
Yeah, it gets really nasty. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because especially when it's like setting up a new sort of wave of slasher films, it's like we're starting with this scene and we're saying, what are we trying to say with this movie? And as you've just pointed out, we can't quite tell. I mean, in a very base way, it is always enjoyable to watch these films, to be like screaming at them, being like, you stupid idiot, close the door, don't do that, da da da. So you kind of want them to be a bit shit, because the whole thing is you're like fighting what you would do, and you want to like kind of be like, don't do that, oh my god, why are you doing that? That's just
good point.
But there are still ways to do that in a more interesting manner, and it's just yes, it's just really like a real bimbo. And I mean, it's just funny because like nowadays I'm just like, I would never answer the phone anyway. So it's like
answering the phone.
So just kill me. Like, I definitely can't do that. Like, I'm not capable of being able to talk to someone on the phone. Yes, alone repeatedly. Like, she kept going back to it, didn't she?
That's so true. That's so true. That's really funny. I think the other thing to keep in mind with the scene, and it's hard to remember because we live in like such a post-Scream world, but the fact that they were discussing scary movies in a scary movie was so original and fresh. That hadn't been done before. The idea that these characters were fans of horror and were therefore like
influenced by it. Yeah.
Like you watch those bits and I don't know, it's hard to feel like that's revolutionary, but I think it was at the time too. So I guess maybe that's the statement this scene is trying to put across, is like, we're living in a post-horror movie world in this movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's also got the great chat up line, "I'd like to gut you like a fish.
Yeah.
Don't threaten me with a good time."
I want to see what your insides look like.
So yeah, it starts campy. She looks campy. It's cheesy. She's a bit of a bimbo. You know, the jock boyfriend's been caught outside on the patio. He's about to be killed. But then, like you said, there's a real nastiness that happens, and it doesn't quite sit in the right place for me.
Yeah, tonally, it feels different to the rest of the movie somehow. I think this movie is constantly trying to decide if it's like a campy satire or a brutal slasher, and sometimes it's one and sometimes it's the other, and that's one of the things that kind of takes me out of it sometimes. I'm like, how much am I supposed to care about the people involved? How much am I supposed to care about the stakes? Like,
yeah, and it's like, because I think it's just that thing of like, she's been stabbed and then her parents come home.
It's awful.
And then they're on the phone and then they can just hear her like last breath. And I just think it's like, that violence feels very real. That feels like a very real thing. Not necessarily the setup of hearing it on the phone, but it just felt like real. And like you said, like those kind of, I love all horror films, so I'm kind of not against any kind of violence in the genre of horror. I think it can be interesting, but yeah, it just sits. It's just like, oh, look at big titted Blondie. Now we're really enjoying her just like slowly dying. And then that last shot of her where it's like a really nasty shot of her being hung from the tree.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that does make up for it is the like 90s graphics that come in.
Sure.
It's like, wow, we're definitely in the 90s now, guys.
It's so funny that you say that, because I was really ready for you to tell me I was being a wuss, that I was being too sensitive about all of this. But yeah, that was definitely my takeaway too. I was like, this is so brutal for the campy tone that we're setting up with the first couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe the shockingness is the point.
Maybe, but I also think it's interesting. I just think it's the way you frame these things, because like the way the boyfriend, you know, the lights are turned off and they turn the lights back on, and then literally his intestines are hanging out of his stomach. There's something about that seemed funny.
Right.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Right.
Call me crazy, but that kind of was still like, whoa, we're in a horror movie.
Yeah.
And then I also think if you are going to go down the route of like adding a bit more realism to it, the film needs to have more weight to it to kind of be able to get away with that. And again, it felt very throwaway. And it didn't feel like, as I said before, like we later see other people in those same sort of situations and how they deal with it. It didn't seem like there's a big enough leap. Like, oh, so that's how like the old school final girls would deal with these things. This is where we are today. It's like, oh no, they're still the same basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think it's hard in 2025, even if a movie is aware of the trope. I think it's still very hard to watch a woman experience violence, like male violence, and for that to feel anything other than like a little upsetting, unless it is properly subverted. And I think this opening scene doesn't really properly subvert it. Because whenever a man dies in this movie, I'm like, I don't care.
I don't believe in the glorification of murder. I do believe in the empowerment of women.
But it's also funny, and I mean, I know it's just 1996, so they wouldn't have done that, but it's funny when, like, you get a vibe that Gail Weathers might be responsible for the killing as well. It's like, why do our killers always have to be gendered? Like, let's get like a non-binary killer that we don't know. Oh, actually, let's not go down that route. You can imagine trans women, the killer in Scream. No,
so right.
Let's just keep it as cis men. Like,
have you seen that TikTok of that person like parodying the right-wing media, trying to find a trans person to blame for Charlie Kirk's murder?
No, I haven't, but I can. Oh.
Yeah, she's like, so the killer was. Oh no, the killer wasn't trans. Okay, or the bullets. Were the bullets trans? Like, oh no, the bullets are cis. Okay, well, what about the house? What about the house? Was the house trans? The house he grew up in, the house was trans, right? No. What? Oh, did he get transport to the side? You know. But you're right. That's a digression.
But what I will say is, Drew Barrymore certainly makes an impression. But the other thing is, as well, is it's like we're still in like my idea of what like good Drew Barrymore is, even if she's not acting very well. I'm like, oh yeah, she's really cool. It's not like chat show host Drew Barrymore now.
Oh,
imagine
yes.
her
No,
on the
totally.
phone to a killer. She'd be like, oh my God, I love scary movies. Oh my God, I really just resonate with all scary movies.
Hold my hand.
Yeah, like, oh yeah. You literally, this is what the new scary movie would be. It'd be the killer stabbing themselves dead, having to listen to her.
You're so right.
Yeah. I mean, she'd be the killer, wouldn't she? It would be
Yeah.
her on her chat show. I just wanted to be your friend.
You will stay with me.
Whenever you can go out into the rain, do not miss the opportunity.
Well, she's dead now, isn't she? So
Yeah,
bye-bye,
she's dead.
Drew.
Yeah. Then we meet Sydney Prescott at home, and that's obviously Neve Campbell. And we also meet her skeezy boyfriend, Billy, who has turned up at her window and is pressuring her for sex.
Wow, what a great... I mean, talk about red flags. It's
Yeah,
like-
honestly.
And
If he
it's
turns
like,
up at your
hey-
window and tells you you're not giving it up,
yeah, like, why aren't you giving it up?
dump him.
And then it's basically like, why don't we do stuff over the underwear?
Oh,
It's like, oh, wow, because that's not problematic at all, is it?
yeah.
But again, in Scary Movie, I still love this scene because he ejaculates at one point, doesn't he? And she gets stuck to the ceiling
Yeah,
because
he
he's been
finally
building it
comes.
up.
Yeah.
We so should have done Scary Movie instead of this.
I think that movie's probably really fucking problematic.
Really problematic, but
Yeah, I don't think I would have been able to enjoy it. I don't know, maybe I would have, but I
Yeah.
just think it's mostly gay jokes, isn't it?
yeah. Well, that actually brings me into, did you ever sneak into anyone's room when you were younger? It's a very American thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, but do you remember how I said I had no friends?
Okay, because I did, but I was a
You
bit
did?
older. I went into someone's living room and gave them a blowjob,
Oh wow.
and then they
Wow.
heard because it was like we don't live in America in these like film houses where they're huge. It was like a really small semi-detached house, and like the dad upstairs heard something and came down, and I had to hide behind a sofa, and I've never felt so fucking scared in my life.
Did you get away with it?
Yeah, they didn't. They came down and sort of checked the room, but there was no one. They didn't. I didn't think they heard the blowjob going on, but they heard noise. It definitely wouldn't have been very good. It probably me wearing
Wait,
a
do you-
brace then get.
Honey, wake up. Do you hear a dry rasping coming from the living room? I think I can hear something really toothy going on.
Were you there? You were there, weren't you?
You actually reminded me though. I have had that exact same situation. I went like to my boyfriend's. This is probably at 19 or something, but I went to my boyfriend's family home, and he wasn't out to them, or they were like not cool with him being gay, and yet he'd brought me. So we were staying in separate rooms, and then he snuck into my room in the night, which was like definitely not going to be cool. And then we were having sex, and his mom started pounding on the door and was like, "Julian, get out of there!" So. And then I had to have breakfast with them the next day.
I mean, you look back and you're like, could I have done without that for one night? Yeah, just for that situation.
Turns out I was that desperate.
Unless you were into it. Oh, it's very Sharon Stone of you, isn't it? You wanted them to listen to you fucking their son.
When you think about me fucking your son.
And that's what you said over orange juice and toast in the
Yeah.
morning.
How do you picture it, Doctor?
Oh my god. Okay, we're still not.
Everyone fancied Billy at school, though. When I was at school, everyone
course.
fancied him. He
Yeah.
was like, which says
Yeah.
a lot about kind of toxic society of what an attractive man is.
He's got the two little Johnny Depp strands, and that's how we knew someone was hot in the 90s.
Yeah.
So it's the next day, Sydney goes to school and finds out about Casey's murder. That's Drew Barrymore. We meet Tatum, played by our gal Rose McGowan.
Great, amazing.
Yeah. If you want to know all of the behind the scenes tea that Rose told us, well, you can go back and listen to that episode, but she spills some great things about, like, for example, dyeing her hair blonde so she'd get the part. We also meet Gail Weathers, played by Courtney Cox, and she's in an iconic look. This is camp.
This is camp. And it's like,
Yeah.
thank God, because like Courtney knew that she was going to be in a film with Neve Campbell, and she's like, oh, fucking hell. Okay, well, she's not going to wear any colour or have any kind of colour to the scene, so I need to step up and chew the scenery up a bit here, and that's what she does.
I love how much you hate Neve Campbell.
Well, she just does the same character. It's all like slightly intellectual, very kind of
bit
like
mopey.
Yeah, just a bit like, oh God, give her a slap at least. I appreciate with Courtney Cox though, because like she's coming from like such an annoying sitcom.
Yeah.
I hate Friends so much. Ugh. And like Monica is such an annoying character, and I like that she. Excuse my French. She's playing a complete cunt in this, and I'm like, yes, go for it.
And she was excited. She lobbied the studio to get this part because she's like, I need to play something other than Monica. Let me play a bitch. Please, God, let me play a bitch. And I love that for her. And she chews it up. She does such a good job. I think she's fabulous in this movie. Actually, you know what? I think basically everyone is pretty fabulous in this movie. I think everyone is hitting their marks. I know Neve is giving drab, but I think she's doing a really good job at being leading lady in this movie.
But also it's because, you know, she's had a hard time because her mum's a slut. That's what we learn, isn't it? Wow, they love calling her mum a slut, don't they? That's the take home I've got from this film, is that Sydney's mother was a slut and she deserved to die. That's the message.
Yeah, I mean, it carries on for 2 more movies. I'd say that's the overarching message for Screams 1, 2, and 3.
I mean, we love
slutty mum.
We love all sluts here at Camp Classics, but it does make you wonder, like, how slutty was she? Because, you know, to be calling her a slut, did she just sleep with someone's, you know, husband the once, or was she really like a proper sort of cock destroying slut that was really just like causing havoc around the town? Because part of me I don't think she deserves to be killed for that, but part of me loves the idea that actually, wow, Sydney's mother was a real slut.
I think that's a running joke in the Scary Movie movies too, isn't it? But yeah, you're so right. If it was 2025, she'd just have an Instagram page called like The Smoking Housewife, and it would just be videos of herself in latex skirts just smoking and stepping on men.
Yeah, where in reality, I think she's just had one affair with someone, hasn't she, by the sounds of it?
I think we find out 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2, because Cotton Weary. So at least we know she's had sex with at least 3 men, and I'd say that's
oh my
far
God,
too many.
What a slut!
That's far too many for a woman to live.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell, Paris.
Satire, joke. I think that's problematic, by the way.
Is that okay here for me to say I think I fancy David Arquette?
Yeah.
Yeah, even here. It's something, you know, in the words of Gail Weathers, I mean, you look like a 12-year-old.
Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't look like a 12-year-old.
But she's coming on to him, and that's part of her chat-up line. You look like a 12-year-old, but your torso's different. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, this is a Weinstein production.
Oh,
Okay, so then we meet the whole friend group.
We got the Fonzie as well that we meet.
Oh yeah, we've got the Fonz. Again, he feels like he's in a different movie to everyone else.
I hate these additional friends who are like the movie buff geeks. I hate them so much.
Randy?
Yeah, I hate them.
Yeah. Randy's annoying. I think Matthew Lillard is doing amazing work in this movie. I know the character is awful, and he's like a toxic, disgusting man, but I just think it's cool watching someone perform this hard, and I kind of respect it. Yeah, but we meet the whole friend group, and they're discussing who could have killed Casey, and this is where we learn, yes, that Sydney's mother was killed a year ago, and basically, she should probably get over it by now, because it's been a whole year.
I want my girlfriend back.
Yeah,
so I can fuck her.
Yeah, come on, Sydney. We're just gonna make jokes about a girl who's been disemboweled from our class. Why are you being so sensitive? Your mom died a whole year ago, very similarly. Like, grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird. Tonally, it's weird. The people in this movie don't care about death. It's like we're in a parallel universe where that's just how life is.
It will happen to all of us, so maybe they're onto the right thing.
I guess so. Well, when you die, I'm gonna just tell everyone to get over it.
Yeah. That is such a punchy move, just to say get over it. Like, I'm here for it. Listen, you've got things to be doing. We can't be like moping about.
Boo, you whore.
Then Sydney gets a call from the killer while she's at home, and she's attacked. And we see that, yeah, she's not like Drew so much.
Yeah, she's got the smarts about her, hasn't she?
Yeah, and she's a bit more ballsy, isn't she? She calls his bluff. She goes out onto the porch. She thinks
that when she gets chased up to her bedroom about going on a live messenger channel with the police. I'm sorry. She knows what she's doing.
I have the mind of a mastermind. What's that? I don't know, but
This was quite a fun. Did you know in '96 you could call the police from a PC?
I also feel really. I mean, do I feel sorry for the police? But like, because I feel like they wouldn't have the technology to track it like they would do now. So the amount of people that would be like, "Help, my arsehole's on fire," or you know.
I love that's where your brain goes because it's just what you want to do.
Yeah.
Hello? Is this the cocksucker residence?
But yeah, the killer attacks her. She manages to like shake him off, and then Billy turns up and so is immediately arrested as a suspect. And yeah, this is where we've met Dewey, played by David Arquette. He's the bumbling police deputy.
Also, wouldn't you just be like, I'm not cool with you, just keep on climbing through my window whenever you want to? Like, even if we are seeing each other, like, there's a killer on the loose, and also it's scary. Could you just not do that anymore?
My mother was murdered, so let's like use the door.
Yeah, just
let's ring the doorbell, use the door.
Maybe give me a call to let me know that you're coming over.
Yeah. I've got a small amount of trauma because of the grisly murder of my mother 1 year ago. Could you modify your behavior slightly?
Also, my mother, I've spent, since my mother's death, I've had to kind of listen to like lots of people who are strangers talk to her about how much of a slut she is, and therefore associate having sex with like negative connotations. So losing my virginity to you doesn't seem to be like on the top of my list right now. It's like, fucking hell.
It's so true. So true. Okay, so Sydney goes to the police headquarters, and then she has a run-in with Gail. Gail is sensationalizing Sydney's mom's murder and also believes that Sydney helped put away the wrong man.
Well, that's the thing. Like, she's made some coin out of this situation, but she's giving a bit more insight into the storyline, isn't she, with her research?
Yeah, and so Sydney decks Gail, and that's quite fun.
And what does Gail say to her cameraman? Move your fat tub of lard ass now.
It is the 90s, and we will be slut-shaming and fat-shaming.
Yes.
But yeah, this is where we hear about Cotton Weary, who is the man who's been put away and is on death row for Sydney's mom's murder. I want to shout out the name Cotton Weary. I think it's great. Shout out the name Gail Weathers. I think it's great. I love the names in this movie. They're so weird.
Well, Sydney Prescott, yeah.
Yeah, they're great. They're really memorable.
Yeah, they've like managed to create. I can guarantee no one in the world is called Cotton Weary.
Well, and it's like Sarah Michelle Gellar and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Helen Shivers. Great name. This guy has a gift for names, basically. So then Sydney stays at Tatum's house, and she gets another call from the killer, which means it couldn't have been Billy because he's in jail. So he's released. Some more stuff happens. Sydney's attacked again at school. The principal gets murdered. School gets canceled. Billy is a douchebag. Yeah, more sex pressure. And then everybody has a party at Stu's house.
Yes. And then we get a really brilliant death scene, don't we, from our mate?
We sure do. So, yeah, Randy just explains the rules of surviving a horror movie. He says, don't have sex, don't do drugs or drink, and don't say, I'll be right back. But then our girl, Tatum, Rose McGowan, goes to get some beers. This scene is camp.
It is really camp. But again, it's kind of like, because of the scary movie thing, like, they do some of the lines that she's already done, like, when he's there, oh, what do you want me to be? You know, the scared, girl, and you're going to kill me. And then that's when he, like, scares her. So it's like, it's so tongue-in-cheek, isn't it? It's kind of like...
Yeah. The lines are already so much satire that, like, yeah, the scary movie just had to turn the dial very slightly in order to, like, make it extreme parody.
Yeah.
It's strange.
I feel like, I know, not just saying it's brown nose her because she's been on the podcast. I feel like Rose is, I feel like she's underused in this movie. I would like to have seen more of her character in general.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I think she's actually great in it. Like, I think she does a really good job. This is up there with Drew as, like, one of the most iconic deaths in the series, I'd say.
But again, it's like, it's interesting about where they're placing it, isn't it? Because it's like, you're seeing her ass in a short skirt.
Yes.
through a cat flap, and then you're seeing her incredibly hard nipples through her like cardigan.
It's like Azealia Banks, Anna Wintour level
of nipplage.
nipple. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, she gets killed, but it's kind of like, oh, she's hot and she's been killed, and there's not another layer to it or another.
I guess the other layer to it is that she fights back and is kind of doing quite well.
Yeah, but it's kind of
sort of.
I think again it's 1996, but I think we're used to seeing more of a fight back now, aren't we? If that's going to be the case, it's still.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I wonder in '96 if it felt really fresh the way she.
But the thing is, as well, it's like if we're looking at this purely from like an entertaining slasher flick, it's a campy setup. It's a nice, creative way to die. I mean, listen, no one wants to be killed. So actually, is it just better? At least that's a memorable way to go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know, I was stabbed with many at the house party, or, well, I got caught in a cat flap. Yeah. Oops, and I was hanging there. It's kind of, yeah, I think.
And I think because it is like a creative and kind of implausible way to die, it softens the brutality of it a bit. Unlike Drew, who just gets like gutted and hung, and it's really horrible. Like, yeah, this death kind of fits in sort of with the rest of the deaths in the movie, where I don't feel like the emotional weight of it in the same way.
Yeah.
But I agree. It's still, like hot girl dies. But I guess that's going to happen in a slasher
movie,
and
listen, I guess hot girls can die as well. Like, I guess we're all up for grabs. If there's a serial killer, any of us can get it coming to us.
Meanwhile, Billy and Sydney make up from their fight, and she initiates sex with him. And they have sex. And then, I don't know, I might just kind of yada yada yada, because it gets a bit complicated, but lots more fights, chases, murders, and then we get the reveal that there are actually two killers, and it's Billy and Stu. Billy confesses that they killed Sydney's mother because the discovery of her mother's affair with his father led to his mother abandoning them.
And can I just say, the way he says that as a motive, because they have all of this chat about, like, motives. Oh, you know, it's the 90s. You don't need a motive anymore. That's so like predictable. But then he's like, but hey, how's this for a motive? And the way he sort of says like, your slut mom slept with my dad, which mean that he, you know, left me. It's like, is that all you've got?
Yeah.
Oh, to be a child in a broken home. That is literally all you've got. Imagine if being in a broken home was enough to justify being a serial killer. How many serial killers would be rife in the country right now?
But I think that's kind of what I like about it, because this movie does feel like it's really pointing at male fragility.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
It's like, it's really showing these boys to be just like pathetic boys who don't have a good reason, who are just sadistic, who are blaming other people for their problems, and who are using it to like using their rage and enacting it on other people because they have no way of processing it for themselves. It's like they're very childish once they get revealed, and I kind of like that for them. They're not like these unstoppable forces, these like beyond the grave killing machines. They're just like
douchebags,
gross douchebags. Yeah, and the movie seems to be really clear to like point that out.
Yeah. Actually, that's a very true description. It's interesting. I wonder if it would have felt like that as much in the 90s, though.
Yeah. Don't know. Yeah, because we weren't really having like big conversations about toxic masculinity in the 90s, were we?
Yeah, whereas now it feels even more loaded the way you've just sort of framed it. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It's also kind of interesting because Stu doesn't seem to really have a motive. So like they've kind of got two. They've got like the peer pressure kid and Billy, who's got his like quote unquote motive. But yeah, their plan is to kill everyone and then frame Sydney's father and make it look like they're also victims who survived. But Sydney manages to turn the tables on them. This is very satisfying. She gets away. She uses the voice box and the math and the costume to like scare them, which is really satisfying. She kills Stu with a TV, which is a fun death for a villain. And then Gail appears and shoots Billy. And then Billy comes back for one last scare, and Sydney shoots him in the head.
I don't believe in the glorification of murder. I do believe in the empowerment of women.
That's a nice little campy, stupid. And again, that's when it kind of, you're like, oh, this is all very knowing. It's very tongue in cheek. Because I think a lot of the thing was when it was released it's taking the piss out of the genre as much of it as it's moving it forward. So it's really nice to have those moments. But yeah, there's just a few tonal bits in it where you're like, oh, that's a bit shit on women, isn't it? But
yeah. Well, should we talk about the feminism or not of this movie? One thing I liked about it is that it doesn't have a lot of male gaze issues. Like, probably Rose McGowan's character is the one who's the most sexualized, and even her, it's not like she's ever in the shower naked. Like, female nudity is treated pretty respectfully, I would say, in this movie. It doesn't feel like it's as salacious. And like ultimately at the end, you've got two strong women outgunning the killers, showing themselves to be really resourceful, putting aside their differences. They're both like quite different characters. They've got complexity and layers. I mean, obviously this movie talks a lot about like the legacy of the final girl and how she needed to be pure and virginal. Virginal?
Clearly a word you don't know.
Boo, you whore.
And it's neat that this movie subverts it. It's kind of really taking place in this like girl power era, isn't it? Where it's like, you can be a girl, you can have sexuality, you can have this, but it doesn't necessarily mean you can't also be a feminist or strong.
I mean, totally. And that's represented in us seeing Gale Weathers running in heels. It's very Jurassic Park, isn't it?
Yeah, that's so true.
Hey,
so
do you know how much these heels cost me? I'm not taking them off. They match my outfit, goddammit. I'm going to run in them.
But like, also, if you think back to like Ripley, Sigourney Weaver in Alien, like that movie really had a good look at her body. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, she was tough, she was badass, but like the movie definitely is like, and also we're going to look at her bush.
Yes.
And that it's interesting that this movie doesn't really do that. So I'll give it that for its credit.
I mean, you know, and what Neve Campbell has had to go through to kind of avoid being too much of that male gaze, you know, the layered feathered hair that she's got. At one point she has it in an updo and it looks like she's going to prom, and it's like, wow, the hairdresser hates you, or you hate hair fashion. I can't decide where it is, but like,
how do you feel about Gail's hair? Because it's like,
oh, was like sun-in a big thing for you in the 90s? It's very sun-in. So for some listeners might not know what sun-in is, because I don't know if it's still a used thing, because people are adults and get their hair dyed properly now. But sun-in was a product that you just sort of sprayed in your hair, and then by being exposed to the sun, the bleach would activate, wouldn't it? So
yeah,
it was meant to give you like blonde streaks, but everyone would end up with like a kind of rancid orange because everyone would put in way too much for way too long as well. I never saw it ever hit the way it was meant to, but she's got like these kind of copper streaks.
The super chunky, copper and blonde. I love it. And her little like wispy fringe, I think it's wonderful. No notes. No notes.
Flip your goddamn hair.
Well, I also talked about the like killers being driven by their misogyny, by their hatred of women, which has kind of led them to become murderers. I think that's an interesting comment. But yeah, as we also said, like, I think this movie is saying, oh, we're so aware of like misogyny and these problematic tropes, and yet it also kind of does still replicate some of them, especially in that opening scene. So it's kind of like an interesting moment in time, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. It's and that's the thing I think we've seen with like the more recent Scream franchises. They've, you know, to varying levels of success, they have definitely moved away and progressed with the way the final girls are represented in those films. And like, yeah, I just think it's a time capsule of like a lot of things, this movie.
Yeah. It was really fun to revisit and like to try and place it in that 90s context. I think for 96, I think it is genuinely really progressive in lots of ways.
Yeah, and you're right. And I think it's so obvious like the Dawson's Creek person wrote it.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the thing that jars with me slightly, is it's just for something that is, you know, there's so much going on. The dialogue does sort of slow it down and bog it down a bit, and it does all just feel a bit like serious and a bit like, and actually it should be fucking wild and frantic, and they just don't seem like young people I want to hang out with.
Yeah, you're so right. You're so right. A couple things about that. So the writer is gay, which I think explains like a lot of the subversion. I think it explains like the criticism of men. It feels like he's very pointedly being like, these are the fuckers who like bullied me in school. I also love that there's like a bit of gay subtext in their relationship. Like it definitely feels like Stu's got a thing for Billy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's really fab. And I think that gay sensibility is what leads to a lot of the subversion, the like feminist sensibility that comes through. But yeah, in terms of his writing, I think it's like you say there, it does just like seesaw between like really campy, funny satire and then like overly wrought dialogue and like real emotional beats. And so you're left being like, wait, am I supposed to care about Sydney's trauma and her mother's murder? Or am I supposed to be laughing at Ghostface falling down the stairs?
Totally.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, where do we sit?
Yeah. Am I supposed to find it traumatic watching Drew Barrymore get gutted? Or am I also supposed to be like,
yeah, stab her tit. Like, where are we meant to be?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard from that perspective. And I think that actually, that tonally stays throughout all of the Scream movies I've watched. Like, I remember even watching Scream 6 when it came out, a couple years ago. And people get stabbed like 30 times and survive. And you're like, am I supposed to care if someone gets stabbed or not? Does it matter or does it not matter?
Yeah,
because
totally.
this movie cannot decide.
Yeah, and they all come back anyway, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you thought I was dead last movie. Oh no, I'm back again. Like,
yeah.
Spoiler alert, but Dewey, the police officer, like gets like his spine ripped out in the last Scream movie, doesn't he? It's like there's a
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, okay. Spoiler alert, but yeah,
I think yeah.
But basically, it happens, and Gail's like trying to find him, and it's a really like sort of tense, her trying to save him situation, and then he like brutally gets killed. But like it's not like, oh, you see him get stabbed and then it goes to something else. It's like repeatedly, and something like his spine is ripped out.
Right.
But I'm sure he'll be back in the next one. Hey guys, it's all right. Don't worry.
Hey.
I'm a police officer. It's fine.
Bit of pressure, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm gonna smash it.
One thing I liked is all of the Easter eggs. Like, it's quite fun. I don't know if you caught more than this, but just I'll shout out some few. Like, Wes Craven cameos as himself playing Freddy Krueger.
Oh yeah, I
the
did see
janitor.
that. That was really funny. Yeah, definitely.
What kind of faggot runs around in a Christmas sweater?
Linda Blair has a cameo as one of the reporters. All of the references to horror movies. I love all of the celebrity references. Like, Tori Spelling's gonna play me in the movie version, and then Tori Spelling does play her in the sequel. Like, they talk about Meg Ryan, Sandra Bullock. They talk about Richard Gere and Gerbils. It's like, I love how pop culture the movie is. It's deliberately designed for that teen market, isn't it? But I found it really effective.
I think the ultimate problem I have with like 90s teenagers, aka this era of film, is because it was all about the grunge. It was like emo vibes. It was the Dawson's Creek. Everyone's kind of like psychoanalyzing themselves in a very dark way, and it's just not a very camp time to be alive as in that part of the 90s. Do you know what I mean? It's like a very serious.
Yeah, you're so right. And actually, like, looking back, they had no idea how good they had it.
Yeah.
The world hadn't really started to fall apart yet. There was optimism, I'd say, in politics. It felt like, progress was coming for everyone. We hadn't started this disgusting backward slide into the collapse of the world, and yet they're all maudlin.
Yeah.
And now here we are making a camp classics podcast because we're just desperate for a bit of joy.
I
in our
know,
lives.
clinging back to it. I mean, all they've got to worry about is, the Y2K millennium bug might get us all. Like, that's it.
Yeah, you're so right. Well, what about this movie is camp? What are the camp moments? I think I've kind of talked about them going through it. I'd say, like, overall, this movie doesn't feel camp. I think it's a good movie that, like, isn't particularly campy, but there are moments of camp queer joy, like Gail's suit, just Gail.
Yeah,
I
think a lot of it is like singular items in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, like a Gail suit does a lot of heavy lifting for me.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore's wig, Tatum's death scene, I think is quite camp. I think there's something camp about telling someone to get over their mother's murder.
Boo, you whore.
Something about Dewey, the way he eats that ice cream, quite camp.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there are just lots of sprinkles of camp, isn't
Yeah.
it? But like the foundations of this movie, just like I agree with you. I enjoy this movie. It's been a huge part of my like teen years into an adult. But it's not like the sprinkles, isn't it? It's more like an ice cream topping.
Yeah,
Worth
yeah,
of
yeah,
camp.
you're so right. I get a lot of queer joy from like the feminism of the movie, like the way the women win at the end. Like I get real like, yeah, fuck them up. Like it's really satisfying, but it's kind of not that camp. It feels cathartic and like vengeful and like deserved, but it's like, yeah,
and you're right though.
fucking kill him.
Yeah, totally. But I think the interesting thing is like when this film came out, it was doing lots of new things, like you said, as like the way it was referencing other films. Loads of like new exciting things happened with this movie. But I think it's interesting when you have a film like that that's about sort of setting new trends and doing stuff that then influences other stuff. It's hard to take it with you because there have been so many interesting horror films that are like comedic, more feminist in like the last 10 years that, you know, have happened because of films like Scream. But it's hard then to go back and to get the same excitement that it would have caused in the 90s because there's just, you know, like you said, like fucking up the killer and really fucking them up. But it's just like now it's like next level. I'm going to really fucking make you pay. So it kind of just, it did something that was really important and it's like nostalgic and enjoyable, but it's obviously like lost its punch because of what it was meant to be doing at the time. It just doesn't have it for me in the way lots of newer horror films do.
Totally. And yet, like, I really enjoyed rewatching it. I think it's a really like well-made movie. It would be so fun to watch this movie again for the first time and like not know who the killers were, for example.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. And I think, and also not know the rules of these kind of movies that we're going to play around with who could be the killer in so many different ways. Because I think that was something it did that was quite clever. It really was like a whodunit. And I can't think of lots of films like that before that are in the horror genre like this. So
yeah, like from a plot perspective, it makes things not make a lot of sense sometimes, but the way that they make everyone in this movie feel like a suspect is really fun. Because like there's a moment where you're like, oh, it could be Tatum because she was late picking Sydney up, or maybe it's the principal.
And it's when they're back at, you know, when she's back at the house and they both come to the door and they're like, he's the killer, he's the killer, and then she's just, for fuck's sake, and she shuts the door on both of them. Like all of that is so fun. And again, I think it's like these films are designed primarily to excite teenagers. And like you just want to be shouting at the screen, and I think that's what they're made for, aren't they? They're just lots of bad decisions, lots of craziness that you're like, oh no, it's not that one. Don't go with there. Da 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 da. And then what was I going to say? That it's interesting though because yes, there's lots of things it ticks, but it's kind of got lost along its way for me because we talked about Carrie, and yet when I watched that, and I was like, wow, Carrie still really hits hard. And is so watchable and is so like heartbreaking and scary, and you get like a real sense of like what's the word,
catharsis.
You get a catharsis reaction to her. So it's just interesting to me because I don't think it's necessarily when a film's made that it can do that, but I think like Carrie as an example of a horror film that can still punch is compared to this.
That's true. Do you think that's maybe partly because this movie is a satire, partly, and so like satires tend to like not age as well as like
I think
something serious? Like, but actually, even so, there are moments of Carrie that like feel really dated, and like you're like, well, this is campy in an unintentional way. Like the amount she gets slapped, for example, you're like, I'm laughing at this movie. I am not like experiencing this the way it was intended. But like this movie, Scream, doesn't really have that. I was rarely laughing at the movie. As you say, it does feel dated. I think it was really important. It really did something special, but like there's a piece missing now when watching it in 2025.
I 100% agree with that. It is a classic,
and it still goes down really easy.
Well, let me segue a bit there because I thought it was quite good, but it is a classic, but is it a camp classic?
Well, should we rate this movie?
Yeah, let's rate it.
Cute. So we need to give this movie a score on our Campometer, 1 to 10 Merrills. for the quality of the movie, and 1 to 10 Lizas for the camp factor.
So I'm going to mark this on Meryl's within the horror genre. So not just like, I'm not going to say out of all films that have ever been made, if you know what I mean. I think it's really important within the horror genre. And I think it did a lot of really exciting things at the time. So I'm going to give it an 8.
Right.
But then I don't think if I was thinking of every single film in the world, it would be an 8. I think it'd be lower down. But I think it's just important to see where it sits within the horror genre.
Yeah, I think that's totally correct. And I was going to give it an 8 too. So
groundbreaking.
I think it's like a really solid, fresh for the time, exciting landmark movie. And as I say, it's still really watchable. So that means it was well done too.
Yeah.
Okay, but Liza's. How camp is this movie? It's tricky, isn't it? We've been sort of scraping the barrel trying to find the camp. There is queer joy to be found here. It is really satisfying watching a woman kill a fucking douchebag. I get queer joy from that. I will enjoy that forever.
The empowerment of women.
I don't know how camp it is.
But it's like a legacy of camp because it's like it has influenced so much stuff. Like as we said, you know, every single drag queen of a certain age has done this. You know, people have bought the Scream masks. They've done, you know, they've dressed up as slutty versions of it, and it has sort of influenced so many more funny, you know, camp films. Like whether it's music videos, all sorts of stuff. So it is like a legacy of camp to it. But when you just watch it, dissecting it, Neve Campbell is not camp. She's not camp.
Yeah, I think she's. I'm gonna defend my Canadian sister and say I think she's great in this movie. I think she does a really good job. I care about her character's like backstory. I care about her surviving. I'm invested in her. But I agree with you. She's not camp.
See, I don't care about her. I want her to die, and I want Gail to carry on the franchise. Or I want a prequel, and I want to get to know her mum. That's who I want to get to know.
You'd think that would happen.
Yeah, the slutty mum. I mean, yeah. So, it's really hard, but there are camp moments in it. But as an entire film, I'm gonna sit right down the middle and just give it a 5.
Okay.
For me personally.
I think taking into account its like queer legacy, I think that makes sense. I was gonna go for like a 4, but
were you?
Yeah, but I feel there's something about that doesn't feel right because it's just such an important piece of media. I'll meet you at a 5.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, good. I think this is like the first time we've agreed on both. Basically, I think what we're saying is, if you haven't watched this movie, like you should absolutely check it out because it's like a real timepiece and it's there's a lot of good stuff about it. But if you're looking for like something to watch with your friends, having a few drinks around Halloween and you want to have a laugh,
watch Scream 3.
Yeah. Or all of the other films on the list that we are now not allowed to talk about. And if you little shits think that we're going to talk about Spice World the movie when you're not voting for the right movies, then you've got another thing coming. That's all I have to say. House of Wax was there for the taking. I've not even seen it. Yeah, I know it's going to be unparalleled levels of camp. I know it. I can feel it in my bones.
I think Urban Legend has a lot of possibility too because it's basically like a low rent Scream with Rebecca Gayheart. Like I think it's got some real potential. So
Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I mean, I think there's millions of films. So yeah, we've gone straight to the middle. Can we make a promise here and now? I do not want to, for the next 6 months, discuss Neve Campbell ever again. This is her 3rd movie, and we still haven't done Liza Minnelli. I hate her.
That is so fair. That is so fair. Neve, if you're listening, I'm so sorry.
I'm not.
But you know what? Congratulations on being a real actress.
Until she's a special guest on the podcast. So I'll be like, I'll leave that to you again. I'm not allowed to speak to any of them. If we get anyone special, I'm not allowed to talk to them.
I think that's fair enough, though. 6 months moratorium on Neve Campbell films. Okay, well, there you have it. That is Scream. I don't think that makes it a camp classic, but It is a classic.
Yeah, there you go.
And I think we touched on this earlier, but like, I gotta say, for those listening, the world outside is a fucking garbage fire. So thank you for giving me an excuse to just sit and think about something frivolous and have a chat with my friend about funny things. It's nice. I know, sincerity. I'm ending this episode on sincerity. I'm taking a page from Neve.
I wish that I could bake a cake made out of rainbows and smiles, and we'd all eat it and be happy.
We'll be back in 2 more weeks with another scary movie.
That was good.
Oh,
that was good. Well done.
Okay, great.
Bye.
Bye.
Get away from her, you bitch! Classic.
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
No more hangers! You thought you'd become a prostitute or a drug addict?
I used to love doggy chow.
I used to love doggy chow too.